This is the next part, the next phase to the development of the concept, and I narrowed it down to expand and extract, like I stated before, and highlighting those features, and emphasizing what the shapes mean and what the word means, but overall connecting that back to continual spread. If you come over here, you can see the models that I created. So this emphasizing extract, so taking stuff from within shapes. This one is expanding, seeing that elevation change and tilt, the scale change of the objects. I took the footprint diagrams of each and I made the 2D form diagrams. From those, I developed the models, and then I made my iterations of that, so that's what the precedent image looked like. Same with this one. So from the precedent to my own image of my interpretation of it. And then I even did that with my own model. So I took the model, traced it, and then I just started developing more on it, similar to this one. So it just follows the, leading to the next step, which is gonna ultimately lead to a full-on building form. And then the atmospheres, explaining them, how, expanding, fully expand, like the expansion of knowledge, of passion, of love, all the feeling of being Peruvian or learning about Peru and its culture, its religion, its food. All right, what's up? We're back. It's phase 6, focusing on continual spread. So the models being from the last one, expand, elaborated, did more iterations off of it on paper after taking images of it, and you can see that I did that right there on my poster, then formulating that building from the precedence of the expand. I wasn't really fond of that building, but on the extract part, taking that building and doing my iteration off of it, more attracted to that building, that model. So we kind of interweave together. The main focus was expansion on this model, so having these jut out, up and lift, and the end part, expansion through many various shapes. And yes, so from that, quick notes in my jury, what they said. From the 4, I went down to 2. From phase 6, the concept, expand precedent research, expand precedents from the extract in mountains from Peru. Emphasizing the new model that I created, which is this model. So emphasizing that iteration I did, and the mountains from Peru, getting that triangular shape, but also keeping that expansion feature there, because it's like expanding out, spreading out. So the continuous spread is there. The back end of it has that expansion, and then even you can see the expansion of the triangles in the linear form. So this has continually growing, spreading out. And so now I'm doing current iterations of floor plans, of like diagramming floor plans. So see what fits where. So right now we have I'm gonna have almost 3 of everything for an entry, but then I have to see what spaces I need for gathering spaces. Which one's gonna be the gathering space? Which one's gonna be an auditorium? Which one's gonna be dining? Which one's gonna be retail? Which one's gonna be presentation? So you have to figure all that. So from this model, that precedent, coming out this final concept, and I believe I'm going to stick with this concept full through. I feel like the concept's there, and I just got to keep with it. I have to emphasize what my concept is, formulating from the development, evolution, how it came from it. We have to do the site model, we have to do elevations, sections, kind of concept, but kind of like that almost developmental between concept and final finished. So we were in between right now. I got this site scaled out. I'm gonna do, I believe right now currently it's 1 inch equals 50, but it could change. And the materials I'm gonna have it on a plywood, and I'm gonna layer it with mat board and make the buildings in the site with mat board as well. So we'll see how it comes out. We'll see, and stay tuned. I'll show a quick thing about the board that I have and the site and how it's scaled, and get into the models. So yeah, stay tuned. Hobby Lobby right now, and we're getting materials for the site model. So I got a quick hold, and we're gonna get some more paints and all the other stuff. So yeah, just stay tuned for the next part. And yeah, catch you later. Gotta get more mat board and all that. So mat board materials for the buildings, for the site, for this, like for the base, for the, you know, to put everything together. And yeah, stay tuned. Making the model right now. You can see. David, what'd you make? What'd you make? Those lips though. So from, you can see from the site and developing and the jury that I just had, they spoke to me and were saying that this wasn't really emphasizing the, you know, the solid, simple structure that I had. It was more curved, so it was kind of a contrast. My idea now is to bring in these three objects from the last model. As you can see, there's similarities between the development, as this like turned a little bit more smaller and this had the same idea of shifting and expanding to new objects. So I'll take these and basically just transferring these here, whether it be mirrored or in a different shape. But overall, you can see what was required was character sketches. So you can see my character sketch here, like of exterior spaces of how it could be like. So you can see here, it kind of a little bit more explains how I wanted the site. So having those water features that Peru has in those parks, so having colorful water streams, a lot more vegetation than there already is, because you can see in the little bit more of the massing model that I had, there is not really, it's just kind of a desert site. Put a little bit more vegetation there. And I did research there, vegetation can be grown. You can see here, there's trees. So vegetation can be grown. It just has to be maintained. So the floor plan development, running through my floor plans, I first did like a bubble diagram with the same shapes and masses of my building. And then I closed off into rooms, kind of like really brief, really quick. I, you know, made a little bit more to scale to itself. And so that would be the first floor plan, but then I have to change this area. So I was thinking here would be like an amphitheater outside on the exterior, since over there, it, you know, rains sometimes, but it's not really, it doesn't snow at all. It's mostly temperate, so the temperature's good all around. You can kind of see here. So it would be right here. So you can kind of see that shape going on there, people standing around it. This would be like an interior space. I was thinking making it a little bit more complex, whether it be like looking out this way, so being inside of this and looking out the structure that way, making it a little bit more complex on the inside. Simplicity on the front facades of the structures, and on the insides having a little bit more complex shape, whether it be, you know, detailing the facade or materials. This is how I got to the final thing. So coming up with the models, sketching over the models, and then get the precedent images of how I got there. And yeah, this is just ideas of the site and how I developed the site. And then you can see over here, when I did the building section, I was basically taking the floor plans and like laying them out, cutting the building, you know, precisely in its half of the triangle, and then showing the contents of the building. I was thinking about the presentation room, of having it like a, you know, it was a big ceiling, tall ceiling, same with the gathering. We have like different structures, so taking this would be the main building, typically of gathering spaces, presentation spaces like galleries and museum to, you know, showcase the living life of Peru. And other areas would be like this area on the site. Like I kind of have it like this. So this area on the site would be an educational space, teaching people about the foods, like maybe culinary education, maybe like showing people about the religion, showing people about the culture, the dance, all types of, what brings Peru to Peru. Little teaching side in this other area. So this other would be contents of like office spaces. So all the service for the building, going to their offices would be there. And underneath, so that would be the top floor. And the first floor would be really quick for people to go in, like tourists and locals, to get like retail stores, so like to check out and buy stuff, whether it be souvenirs or anything else anything else for sale. And also restaurants, cafes would be there, but the more classy, I guess, restaurant would be in the main building, the main structure. And so ending it off the elevations, this is how it would look like from all the sides. But again, I have to redo it because of this structure. I'm gonna change it to be similar to this, as I said. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Wrapping it all together. And just make sure you like the video, and I'll catch you later. And this is the end of phase 6, week 6. And again, if I don't really post that often, it's because this is becoming a little bit more intense, the stages, because of all the concept evolution and being able to support our concept throughout and making it stronger as we progress through it. So I find myself not recording a lot, so it's kind of a fault on me. Just know that I'm just doing my work and staying focused on how I'm doing it so we can get a really good final result. You stay tuned and you'll see how it comes out.